Citizen Jones, there's something that bothers my mind, or that, shall I say, boggles the mind, which is to say, the way government comes out to say, we're investigating, we want to know something has happened. If in all sincerity, and I said it's about the Baden fire, if in all sincerity, government gets to know
about an explosion.
No. Yeah, I said the same thing about the Baden explosion. So, but it ties into this. It ties into this the Abuja story.
Yeah.
If government gets to know what we know when we know it,
okay,
then we are in deeper trouble. Because what is the use of intelligence? What is the purpose of the security outfits you have? You are combing for Abuja forests to discover kidnappers who enter estates, who go to people's homes, who stop cars on the way. Now you're coming forest. In that same Abuja, what's it called? Terrorists entered Abuja from Niger State, went to Kuje Correctional Center, and freed an innumerable number of persons. I'm not sure that there's been a serious manhunt to get them back. If you went to Abuja airport, you see in the airport, then put picture of where wanted people. And I laughed. Of all places at the airport. Now, so but the point is, come on.
Defeat won't enter play.
Come on. So you see, but the point is this. Like I said, is it that we don't know who these people are? We don't know where they're hibernating. We don't know how they get their arms. We don't know anything. We are blind. And everything we know, everything government knows when we also know. Then there's no government anymore. Because ideally they ought to know these things ahead of time. Now, let me not speak into another story yet.
Okay. Let's try this one for size. Abia government lauds the Sun Media Foundation over support for women farmers. Of course,
at some point, there's always the need for give back.
Yeah.
And give back should always be geared or targeted at the vulnerable, the less privileged. So that way there can be some sort of equalization or improvement, if that's the word, of people's living conditions.
Yeah. How about this? Federal government raises concern over impact of brain drain.
Impact of brain drain.
Yeah. It has impacted the country.
We have whole hospitals where departments have shut down. What more do you want to? We have hospitals where the whole departments have shut down. Experts have walked away because conditions were bad. Now they are worse, and the brain drain is going to get even worse.
Okay.
And the government does not seem to be saying anything meaningful or hopeful. It's a pity, though.
Okay. Plateau North rerun. INEC promises free election. How about that?
It's not. I believe the parties know better. So what would happen is that it's going to be a tough contest. That is, each of the candidates are going to put their feet down because of course these things will eventually lead to more violence. This is the reason I say it. We live in a society where, did you notice that what happened yesterday? The Supreme Court from Ogun to Nasarawa to Kaduna to about 9 states also. I think Gombe was there, maybe Kebbi was there. What the court kept on saying was that the person who brought the case to court couldn't prove. INEC has been the
whipping boy.
No, INEC has been the enfant terrible.
Okay.
Right? That after causing the mayhem, we'll just step back from the scene and not be responsible for anything at all.
Cyril, there's another angle to it. I think politicians should help us.
Yes, but again,
they should help us.
Yes.
What do I mean? Politicians should learn to unlearn so many things. Election matters should end at the ballot box.
Yes, but again, I wouldn't expect. Of course, if we have a good political class, why not? But there's a reason we have an umpire. There's a reason we have rules and regulations in place. Do you know why? You see, in a republic, in a society, you don't count on the goodness of the other side to make laws. You count on the criminality and on the wickedness of the other side to do what you do, so that if they are nice and good, it's an advantage. But where they are not, the umpire is there to check it.
Yeah. Both of us are watching a game on TV now as we speak. The referee is there to mediate. And the referee is a judge of intentions.
Do you know that in football, for example, like you're giving an example now, some players, especially the defensive midfielders, are told to target certain people. Say, die with him on the pitch. Hold him there. And players get booked. At the ongoing AFCON, somebody took a red card the other day. You don't come to the pitch believing that no, they are going to play fine, they are going to play nice. So expecting that PDP, APC, whatever are going to do well. Of course, if they did, it's good. But the fundamental thing is the umpire must be strengthened to make sure that they make the right calls. Okay. That is where the problem is.
Okay. All right. Let's move to the Vanguard now. And for the newcomer, if you've just woken up, 11 minutes past 7. That's the time. We move to the Vanguard now. Leads with how Tinubu can end insecurity in 6 months. Retired generals are telling him.
Sure, but my view, this matter is not about arms and ammunition and tactics and strategy and stuff like that. I'm sure in the end it will be a question of a combination of both kinetic and non-kinetic means, carrot and stick approach. But the reality is, if we don't have the political will, and the power, you see, the political will and the yes, it's the will and the boldness to confront this wrong and to crush it decisively. I think it's a lack of political will. And I have to say this on radio, I'm sorry. Southern presidents don't fare the way northern presidents do in Nigeria.
Okay.
I just may not be able to explain it the way it should be. But the thing is a bit.
All right, try this for size. Ibadan explosion. How Oyo Oba escaped death?
Sad. Sad. You see, I will be. So I don't want to play the cynic this morning, but it's the truth I want to speak. Wouldn't even you be surprised or shocked that, say, in 6 months' time, arrests have been made, the matter has been taken to court, prosecuted, and that those who are culpable were sent to prison, sent to jail? Wouldn't it be that would look like Nigeria of Disney World?
Oh yeah, I would be so amazed
if that happened.
Oh yeah,
and yet that's the least we could ask for. Because again, you see, when the president and the minister of mines said that they are investigating, I tell you, what are you investigating? What are you investigating? You don't know them. It is when we know, you too will know. Is that still a government? You don't know them. The intelligence people, in a highbrow area, where you have secretariat, governor's house, the government house, you have deputy governor's residence, Chief Bola Ige's home in Ibadan. All these people have their houses there, and somebody was taking, for the lack of better word, I would have said bombs.
Okay.
Would be storing explosive devices in that place. Now, somebody tweeted yesterday.
They were not bombs.
No, they were, well, you know, somebody said yesterday that whenever these people bring their stuff in, police escort them there. I don't know. I was not there, so I can't say. Yeah. But the question is, how was somebody putting this sort of things in that place and nobody knew?
Again,
until now, nobody has been arrested.
Again, I'm the one, pretending to be cynical this morning. You think you are watching a very poorly produced horror film when stories emanate from my country, your country. So
when they say they're investigating, what are you investigating? So hold on. So if this thing didn't go off, we wouldn't have known that such things were in such places.
And that these are,
I thought that
these are alleged visitors to our country.
Let me say two more things. The police often said that the best way to fight crime was preventive, right? Crime prevention is better than even, the basic native intelligence is prevention is better than cure, right? But imagine how Nigeria's elite behave sometimes. I'm sorry, I have to go there. These are not people who don't have, who are just getting by and doing anything they like. It's not. These are people who are supposed to be educated enlightened, and have the means.
Seriously,
And yet, impunity.
The only way to attack organized crime is to make the attack as organized.
Yes, but again, I have to say that anybody who wants to change Nigeria must be a supernaturally powerful individual.
Oh yeah,
that can pound. And you see what the Soviets did to Hitler in 1945. He committed suicide. When he saw the wrath of the Soviet army coming, he knew that the end had come.
Yeah.
Somebody with decisive power to pound and crush this thing to powder.
All right, another story. This is not surprising. EFCC rearraigns Emefiele, but he pleads not guilty to new charges.
Of course, and I have been worried about the sort of things I've seen. From 4 charges now, you've added 16 extra. Of course, was you going to plead that he was guilty? I hope you can prove all these things very well in court. We are not so keen on who did what, because in a court of law, in a competent court of law, right? What normally happens is that the court wouldn't award a case in your favor based on the weakness of the defense.
The defense, yeah.
The court will award the case
facts
on
available to it.
Yes, it will award the case in favor on the strength of your prosecution, and of your own evidence and facts, like you said. So, I hope that they are able to handle this thing properly. We did this same thing with the board. They will say for something count charge, 100 count charge, all kinds of count charges. They are factoring out the biggest mistake they made. He just came into office. The next thing, this man was arrested and kept, and then all those who are probably connived with him, they'll be waiting for you to come
the
out.
next story is a happy one for politicians across board. Oborevori Abiodun Sule Yaya Idris Sani win at Supreme Court.
Oborevori for Delta, Abiodun is Ogun, Sule is Nasarawa. I'm not sure I can pick that one now. I think it must be Gombe or Kebbi. Idris, the same thing to then Sani, that's for Kaduna.
Yeah.
The one that actually came to me, I think Ogun and Nasarawa are still a bit of a shocker to me.
How do you mean? Are you an interested party?
I'm not an interested party. I mean, just looking at the facts. If Supreme Court had awarded the Plateau governorship case to APC, how would we have felt? Or even Kano. When an appellate court that had awarded judgment in a similar case in a similar way or in a different way now came to another case and awarded the same judgment in a different way, the Supreme Court had to start teaching them. I wonder why the NGs has not why someone has not put the NGs to summon those judges rather.
All right.
Because you can't be what did they say is appropriate and appropriate at the same time. But in the case of Nasarawa, yesterday there were riots in Lafia. Yeah,
the story says PDP supporters protest block roads in Nasarawa over Supreme Court's verdict.
6 governors' elections were upheld yesterday, Citizen Jones.
Yeah. Okay. Still in the vanguard, some more stories to share. Let's see. AFCON is hotting up.
It is. Nigeria, although the Super Eagles
by the whiskers.
they never failed to do it. I didn't watch the match.
But hear this.
Through Stekong came through with the penalty.
Yeah, but we won 3 points. But of course, 3 points are very, very key.
Are in the bag, and then the fact that we're able to hold them out after we scored the goal that early in the second half, just goes to show that we are manageably, also pulling through. I mean, they are being the hosts.
The armchair analyst is reminding us that in 1994,
Michael Basole.
No.
Semi-finals, right?
Nigeria beat Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes.
In 2013, Nigeria beat
Cote d'Ivoire.
This year, Nigeria beat Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
So anything is possible.
I recall 1994 Tunisia. Yeah. Michael Basole scored 2 goals. That guy was something of a visa.
Oh yeah.
But Nigeria pulled through. I think it was through penalties that we now equalized.
Yeah.
Because of course we also had the stats for that team. Clemens Vesta was by the sides, and then that was the golden era of Nigerian football.
Oh yeah. Can we ever get it back?
We could. I do think that we are in a potentially golden era, except that the coaching hasn't quite convinced me. I mean, look at, we took Ndidi out and brought in that guy, they call him Yusuf. And it didn't, I mean, it was like replacing a very good player with another very good player. You know, the boy that played 4, I think, he was running everywhere, but of course he got injured. Maybe he could have been a bit more cautious. And then the refereeing was bad in our first match.
Okay. Don't go to court.
But we do have a good team now that can also make us proud.
All right. Let's leave the Vanguard alone and take on the Punch. How bandits terrorizing Abuja hide in Kaduna forest abandoned by military. Surprising?
Now, you see what what's it called? What Punch is reporting, right? The Punch is saying that these bandits are hiding in Kaduna and terrorizing Abuja. What did we read in the other headline? That security forces are combing forests in Abuja, while a newspaper is saying that these bandits are existing in Kaduna. And yet, when the drone strike was to be made, somebody probably mistakenly, because that matter now, I think it has died, went and pressed it on Tundumbiri, when that thing should have been bombing terrorists in Kaduna. I rest my case.
All right. Southwest governors Afenifere differ on anti-grazing law enforcement.
Could you take that again? Southwest governors Afenifere.
Southwest governors and Afenifere differ on anti-grazing law enforcement.
No, but my joy is that this is coming from a segment of the country that can easily always hold its own together. So, I mean, it's okay that they're disagreeing, but it shouldn't be difficult for them to also come see eye to eye and to settle it out. Whatever those differences are. The fact is, at least, the issue is that with open grazing cannot continue. Isn't that so? Good. So, the other time if Nigeria heeded the advice of Governor Ganduje, who provided a forest in somewhere in his state, and said, all of you who want to do grazing, come to this place and come and do. And they refuse to go.
It's the way to go.
So why will they refuse where a governor has given them more than enough land to contain all of them?
All right, this one we go to Mambila. $6 billion Mambila project. Ex-Minister Agunloye meets bail conditions released.
Yes, but the Mambila issue should not be. I mean, why is it that the biggest story from about Mambila is about the minister, is about an ex-minister being. Mambila should give Nigeria power. That's what I care about. Let's not divert attention to other things.
I hear the installed capacity of Mambila can take care of the power needs of the north, if you ask me. Okay, what about this? We will resolve issues in Akwa Ibom APC. Akpabio declares.
No, that's not all he said, though. He said it would be abnormal. It would be abnormal if APC didn't produce the next governor of Akwa Ibom State. Maybe he wants to. I don't know.
You talk about theatrics and polemics.
And he's such a great actor. You have to give it to him. Yes.
Naira closes flat at parallel official markets.
It closed flat.
No, me, I never go for a while now because I have had no need to go there.
Great. Okay.
I still spend the Naira.
The dollar or the Naira closing flat is besides the issue. The main question is, how does it affect the common Nigerian?
How do we arrest the national currency?
The drift, as the Bangladesh call it in the 1985 coup, the drift, to arrest the drift. You have a situation in which the Naira now goes for 1,300 Naira to $1. It doesn't sound, but I don't know, for those who understand this kind of music, I don't know whether it makes any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, you look at the orchestra again and the conductor. You
walk away from the theater because it has become very painful to the ears. It's no longer music. It has become a cacophony of gibberish and just,
dry laugh.
Dry laugh, exactly.
Okay, hear this one. Over 87 FCT residents killed, 176 kidnapped under Tinubu. This is an investigation.
And this is in just how many days? I mean,
8 months.
You could still put the president's presidency in days, and you won't be wrong to do that.
Yeah.
You could still put it in days. Clearly, these people are ahead of us. I don't want to come to certain very cynical conclusions, but if somebody was to argue that, in a manner of speaking, the security of this country, I mean, it's like saying, because if they can move so easily to do anything they want to do without check and restraint, no serious arrest, nothing is happening, it means that those who are on their side are more secure than those who are on the other, who look up to government. It does that not look like surrender or what? What do you now call that? Why are they running this? Why? And in the nation's capital. Before now, we heard of Maiduguri, we heard of Adamawa, we heard of Konduk and all these places. Now they are running riot in the capital city of a country.
Okay, shall we take on the Nigerian Tribune now? 28 died in 58 Christmas auto crashes in Kogi State. FRSC.
Yes, 28 died in 58 Christmas auto crashes. You want to investigate for speeding, you want to investigate for good or bad roads, you want to investigate for drug use, you want to investigate for a variety of things. I can tell you for a fact that
I'm glad you included bad roads.
No, of course,
roads don't kill.
Of course.
They don't kill. Only crazy mad drivers kill.
Of course. Now, the other thing I want to say is that it is not normal, because what the FRSC does is they tell us, they give us the numbers. I don't know if in their document, if in their recommendations, if in their documentation they also make recommendations, because so people died on the road. What you just they go sweep it, clean it, and then we continue to drive. Nobody bothers to say how can we prevent further road accidents and what can we really do. It is a given now. You see, some editors, when they say Lagos about road crash, they just put it in one corner, 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs. It's no longer important. You know what I mean? Otodola Bridge, one tanker, whatever, after a week or two, it's gone.
Yeah.
Ojo Elegba Bridge, so a tanker fell. If you Google it, you run out of space to keep counting.
Yeah.
So what? But is it normal? It's not normal. You cannot have an accident happen, not do anything about it, and hope that it doesn't happen again. It's not possible.
Okay, they know they hear such prayers. All right, take this one. Go and prepare to rerun in 2027. Abiodun is telling Adegbutu.
Yeah, I mean, what is Dakwa Abiodun too was waited to be governor for a long time. So
is there?
There's this story of 3 friends in Ogun who took turns to be governors of Ogun State. So, so he Adegbutu, he wants to be governor of Ogun State. His politics has to be right, but it's a good thing. Former President Buhari did it for 4 times. He was 4-time lucky. So Adegbutu, of course, when you run and keep running, like Alex Otiofabiatu, when you run and keep running, you become a name, a household name, and who knows, one day it could be your how do they say it now? The stars could shine on you, or the
even the stars have a tendency to fall.
Yeah.
All right, we go to Plateau now. Sacked lawmakers. Plateau seeking legal political solution. Mutfwang, because the other day I read that the Speaker of the House of Assembly in Plateau State was refusing to swear in the lawmakers whom the appeal court had said had wrongly cleared and said that they were the authentic. You know, why can't there be some sort of remedy to this kind of thing? Unfortunately, the court has spoken. I don't know what can be done, but there must be a remedy that prevents it from happening in the future. All right, this one. My fight against drug abuse is sacrosanct. This is from Uzodima's ex-aide.
My fight against drug abuse is sacrosanct.
Yeah.
Fight against... Okay, Nkurumiri is widespread in the southeast, right? So,
oh, yeah.
So more people.
The ex-aid's name is Chief Ezechukwu Obona.
We have had, but I mean, it's a good effort, and it shouldn't be a tree trying to make a forest. It should be more and more people should be involved in this sort of advocacy against drugs. Partner with the NDLEA, do a lot of advocacy, and then if we've identified the sources of these people who bring in these drugs, make sure that we arrest, make sure that we prosecute, make sure that we deter others from doing the same. Okay,
just gone 7:30 on the VOP. That's Voice of the People FM 90.3 on your dial, and the show is Newspaper Headliners. The stories we're taking on now. Asset sale. Activists demand Shell addresses Niger Delta ecological and health problems.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I was. Shell wants to divest, right? As a lot of the IOCs are doing now from Nigeria, they are divesting and walking away. There's even been a name that has been touted to buy over Shell's assets, right? So yes, they are leaving, but before they go, there must be adequate room for addressing pending issues. It won't be good that one of the oil majors now wants to divest and walk away, and yet their pensioners have not been paid. When they go, so when they sell like that and walk away, those will be
good night.
Permanent good night. Yeah. You can't go to if you went to the new buyer, there was so that's the thing. Shell has been a great company in Nigeria, but they've also had their history, especially in Ogoni and another place. So what must happen is there must be a proper settlement of all pending issues if there are before they take a walk.
So sometimes you wonder if the white man is done with us. You wonder.
Good question.
Okay, let's move to The Nation now. The Nation newspaper leads with Supreme Court dashes PDP's hopes in Ogun, Kaduna, Nasarawa.
They did. Rightly or wrongly so. They did. You see, I think it was in Ogun State where there was a deputy brought the case of overvoting to against the governor, and the matter is you prove it. I'm not a lawyer, so I couldn't claim to understand the law better than anyone else, but it's the same burden. Prove it. I think P2B also had the same issue. They say prove it. And then the person who the organizer of the election is INEC is relaxing somewhere and having dinner.
All right. How this one hits you, I don't know. My husband's benefactor defiled me in presence of our children. This is a story in The Nation. Human nature.
Evil nature.
Okay. All right, you are tongue-tied. Let's take another story. We leave it there?
Please.
Okay. Come on. Pay my 21 years salary arrears. 101-year-old monarch appeals to Kwara governor.
Pay what again?
Pay my 21-year salary arrears. 101-year-old monarch appeals to Kwara government.
Yeah, so out of 101, you couldn't possibly have a case against the man anymore. So please pay. Governor, is it Abdul Razak? Abdurrahman. We beg you, please pay the centenarian. We don't have so many of them. Make him happy.
Yeah.
We don't have many of them.
Before it's late.
Before it's late, yes, please.
Yeah.
Make him happy.
Okay, Emefiele pleads not guilty as corruption and forgery trial begins on February 12th.
And 13th, yes. The matter was adjourned yesterday to 13th of February. Well, I don't know. Somebody has suggested that it may be their way of keeping him busy with court matters. But what we want to see is prosecution. You see, when Nigeria, I've never seen where Nigeria indicted anybody. But before anything happens, usually there is the investigation, there is the indictment, then arrest, or whichever comes first. But indictment, certainly, then you charge the person to court. It makes the work all the more easier. what we do here is arrest you, detain you, then start looking for evidence to prosecute you for just any crime that we think we can put on your head. It doesn't work that way, and you can't. One, you are destroying the system. Two, you're not setting good precedent. And number three, the person will walk away. Proving corruption case in court is one of the hardest things lawyers can do. You can ask them. Going to prove in court that somebody it's not as easy as you think. So sometimes when you see people walk away, it's not because it's not because they didn't commit a crime. It is often because the agencies themselves have not done diligent work. This investigation and getting evidence is where the work really is. But if you look at Nigeria, by psychology,
why did you take the
fellow to court in the first place? And by psychology, look at, we know they say we know they carry last, but look at Nigerians very well. We are moving very quickly from hard work to smart work.
Yeah, we know they carry last. Since when? When we carry first last?
Ask me.
Okay, who I go ask? All right, leadership newspaper next. Kwankwaso insists on revisitation of Kano Emirates issue.
You know, ever since the Supreme Court ruled last Friday that the NNPP rightly won the election in Kano State, well, arguably it is Kwankwaso's voice that is being heard more than even Governor Abba Yusuf.
Yeah,
is what they call it? Gida. It is Kwankwaso's voice we are hearing more than even the governor. He is the one talking policy direction for Kano State, saying that they will revisit the Emirate.
Okay. Another story in the leadership newspaper is this. You already have commented on it. Supreme Court affirms elections of Inua and co.
Sure, it did. I think so. Governor Yaya is Gombe. So I mean it's fine. They are the final court in the land. You can't, after Supreme Court, you can't go to court anymore. So if Supreme Court has said A is Y or Y is A, you can't go to court. It is injustice. You like telling me to go to court. You cannot go to court on that one. Otito, you can't go to court. They've spoken. What can anyone do about it?
Yeah.
But what we seek is a nation in which justice prevails and not just judgment.
Yeah.
Where truth is loved, cherished, and followed, not just facts. Where fairness and integrity will rule INEC, and not just that they want to organize elections and we hear different reasons why Beavers or IREV is shut down on election morning. It worked for some and it didn't work for others. Is such a nation possible? It is possible. The beginning point may be summoning this courage and the will to punish bad behavior. When you start from there, others will follow.
All right. Police nab notorious kidnapper terrorizing FCT. You talked about it in passing.
I talked about it, but I mean, who is he really? You know, the army of kidnappers is what we really should be going after. I commend them for arresting him, if indeed he is who they say he is.
Yeah.
I commend them for arresting him. But like I say, the Punch can't be having a headline saying that a banner headline saying that these people are in a forest abandoned by the military in Kaduna, and we hear that they are coming for us in Abuja. If look, common sense tells us that when people commit a crime in any city, they don't remain in that same city.
Yeah.
But ours is one in which.
But the criminologists have told us criminals would visit the scene of crime to find out if they left any imprints.
Not in the same form in which they had come.
No.
So you are of course sure. So you are looking for them in the form in which they came. You may not find them there.
No.
Yes, that's one. Then number two, you see, just as an aside, citizen, normally if a kidnap or an attack happened today, they may not want to come again until after maybe a month or two.
Yeah.
But we are now.
But they keep monitoring the news.
Punch said it was an epidemic. I think 2 days ago they said it had become an epidemic in which they attack today in the morning. That they can attack again in the afternoon, they can attack again in the night, and attacks just happen randomly.
Yeah.
As if we become a country without borders.
All right. I have this food security. 1,650 new scientists join ARCN to boost agricultural research.
It is by the fruit of their research that they will earn their place as We wait for the results.
Cyril, nature is so graceful to man. Put the thing in the soil. If the soil is agreeable to it, the yield will be there. Police recruitment, applicants in states face multiple challenges. That's another one.
Police recruitment. Our dear country. One day you'll get it right. That's all I can say. One day we'll get it right.
Okay. Edwin Clark is saying Buhari's administration took Nigeria 50 years backwards.
Or even a century. I agree with him.
But are we returning home?
I can't be too sure. You see, Citizen Jones, before we even come to the questions of freedom, liberty, democracy, the first function of the state is security. Without security, we can't enjoy democracy. We can't enjoy liberty. We can't enjoy the economy. We can't enjoy our rights. We can't enjoy nothing. So a government that appears to be taking the back foot on security, appears not to be in charge of securing lives and property, cannot lay claim to. What is the point? You see, this is why when people leave Nigeria, it is a testament to the fact that something has gone missing. We've missed our way. The place they go to, they may be paying half of what they earn as taxes, but they don't. And as far as it's secure,
the environment is
that's the primary thing.
Serene, yeah.
That is the primary, and this is the reason why we told government and said, take our powers, have police, have army, have this, have anything you want. But so it's our power that government is using. Take it and use it over us. And yet,
okay, how about this? Stop fretting over mega party. Address kidnapping. Opposition tells APC.
Please, they should say it louder. Say it more loudly. If you even have the least inkling into what is going on in terms of preparation for 2027, it's sickening. The kind of attention they are paying to re-election or to election to the next election is sickening. It's like all of them are in a race to reach 2027 already.
So sometimes you wonder if we can cope with jobless politicians when they become jobless.
You can't.
Okay. Southern Middle Belt leaders reiterate demand for state police.
Yes, that is the right case for them to be making at this time. And I don't know why the president has turned a deaf ear to the sort of advocacy he used to make when he was in opposition. For probably more than 20 years, he kept on singing the same song. Now he's president and he hasn't even said anything about it.
Okay. Hear this. Ondo election, no automatic ticket for Ayedatiwa. This is from the APC.
Yes, the man was on.
Saw it coming?
Well, of course, in a manner of speaking. But the point again is, I don't know if Moka was speaking for himself or speaking for the APC. I know he's a spokesman. Yeah. But I don't know if he was indeed authorized to go and make that comment. Of course, I don't expect the party to say automatic ticket because that way you would have disenfranchised other contenders. I understand that the Commissioner of Finance in Ondo, I think, wants to run. There's Ijeoma Ibrahim, who is also. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, so there are about 12 or 13 of them.
Bracing up. Yeah.
Yeah. So if the party had gone to say the governor is coming back, nobody should contest, you would have.
Mine is Cyril. My trouble here is the so-called turn-by-turn scheme. You know, it's our turn, and it's our turn.
Well, the president famously also said it's my turn, and now he's president. Who knows? Maybe it's a term that works wonders. So,
but if you go to the America whose democracy you pretend to be aping, father and son had been presidents. No wahala.
They have been because now you see because they have institutions. The father didn't make his son president.
Okay.
Americans made his son president. And excuse me, I for one have no qualms if a father was president and son was advisor, or if a father was president and had nephews as advisors, The point is, if Nigeria see results, they have no problems with that. And as far as
after all, JFK was the president and the brother was the attorney general.
Yes, was attorney general. So none of those is an issue. It becomes a problem when it becomes a platform for cronyism, nepotism, brotherization of government, all right, and then corruption.
All right, let's apply the brakes
like
here.
A nephew or cousin to a former president is now being touted to have been the one that authorized Emefiele to do currency recoloration.
Cyril, let's apply the brakes here. Yeah, it's your turn, the listener. Please take the mic, speak to us, react to the stories we have shared. 0700 903 903 903. Which story or stories tickled your fancy? Let's share them. Take 1 minute. Okay. While we wait for the first call. All right, the first call is here. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Citizen Jones.
I greet you, sir.
Good morning, Cyril. My name
morning.
is Chuka. I'm calling from Ayobo.
Chuka, we greet you. Go on. Chuka, are you there? Hello, good morning to you.
This is Leo. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name, where you calling
Black
from?
Oda from Solomon.
Okay then, go on.
My case going this way. This it will clash. They say Buhari government. If the Buhari government now, they cannot talk that one. Why didn't even talk this present one? Where the insecurity had to protect in Abuja, the federal capital. It's supposed to talk that one now. Everything, all this, the former president Abdul Salam, who became identity maker. When election is going in the right way, the Israel are going to come around and defend before the Supreme Court. They keep quiet now. Later on, they say this is my name, the world government. That's my condition. Bye bye.
Yeah, except that Cyril, they say comment is free, facts are sacred.
Of course, they are. They are. Everybody has the right to say what he wants to say.
Yeah, 0700 903 903 903. Which story or stories are you reacting to? Take 60 seconds. Let's go there. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Your name, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Agam Cosmos.
Yeah, Cosmos, take 60 seconds. But please keep your radio out of it. Please.
Okay. Let me do that. Please, you see the country we are in now.
Put your radio off or I'll cut you off. Please. Put your radio. I'm hearing me over your radio. Please.
Okay, sorry. Let me do that.
Go on.
So, the country we are in now is like a child without parents. So we don't have controllers. All we have is people that come to suck Nigeria dead. So if all Nigerians should speak in one voice and tell APC to go, it could be better. Thank you.
Tell APC to what?
To go. Must we all die finished before the government?
Did I get you right? Go where? Okay, it's your opinion. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Citizen Jones.
Please, but keep your radio out, please. I just told the last caller, please.
You say what?
Keep your radio out. I'm hearing me over your radio, please.
No, I'm not with any radio, and I'm outside calling you.
Okay, go on now.
All right, God bless you.
Bless you too.
The name of the analyst, please, what's the name again?
Cyril Abaku.
Cyril, God bless you for all your truth speaking. What I want to say, if really Nigeria want to fight security,
and get it done and get results. The 400 people names that was released by EOU, which Buhari refused to mention or called out for questioning or called out for punishment. These people should be called out if really they want to handle security. These people sponsoring these evil ones, if they are not handled and dealt with, what we are seeing or what we are hearing will be drama, and that drama will continue. If Nigeria want to deal with this security issue, let them apply one China method, death sentence. If it is done, this security issue will be a thing of the past.
Thank you.
That's my own contribution.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Okay then, room for 2-3 more calls. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name, where you calling from?
Khan, calling you from Solo.
All right, we are on. Go on.
I know one thing for sure. The only sickness that has no cure is a sickness that has no name. Once the name of that sickness is being mentioned, even if you do not have the cure in Lagos, we have it in Uyo. The insecurity problem, what is happening to Nigerians? Why are we not coming together to fight and stop the end of all these problems? All the northern elders and all the northern governors, why don't they come together and fight for this insecurity? It has been on over there, killing, kidnapping, and all whatnot, and they are not saying anything. They are after their own. It's very, very sad. It's very, very sad.
Thank you.
Since
Thank you.
September, 7 youth were kidnapped on their way to saving
Okay,
their fatherland.
60 seconds. 60
Up to
seconds.
today,
60
they have
seconds.
not been found.
Thank you. Thank you. 0700 903 903 903. Which stories are you reacting to? Good morning to you. I greet you. Hello, go on. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
Yes, sir.
And Cyril Abakus.
Good morning to you,
Good
sir.
morning, sir. Yeah, my name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abound in Ikotu.
Go on then.
Yeah, I want to talk on the judgment given by the Supreme Court recently, to be precise, yesterday. Actually, I see the Supreme Court as a conservative court, as it were. They want to stabilize the polity. And that is one of the reasons why they gave such judgment. But I believe, I also pray that this judgment will be the same in Rivers State, where I'm appealing that, or not only appealing but praying that Fubara should be confirmed as the elected governor of Rivers State. Be that as it may, I want to go over to Plateau State, where I am thinking, in my own opinion, that the Speaker of that House of Assembly is trying to play to the gallery by denying the APC legislators, into the House by not swearing them in. So he's trying to play to the gallery and
Thank you.
trying to cause confusion in that state if care is not taken.
Thank you.
So he should be warned accordingly.
All right. Shall we squeeze in one more call? 0700 903 903 903. Are you reacting to any story or stories we shared with you? Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Your name, where are you calling from?
Good morning, John. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Indy, greet you.
Good morning.
A very good morning to you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. You're doing a great job.
Oh, dear. You're breaking?
I was looking for the morning to listen to your voice on every Saturday, sir. Thank you very much. I think on the is consultant.
America.
I'm sorry. Your line is muffled. I really don't. Well, let's. Okay, let's manage it. Go on. Okay. No. We'll terminate it there. That will just about do it. Cyril.
Citizen Jones.
After a man has done his best, there's nothing more to do.
There's nothing more to do.
Yeah.
It's the work of government to do certain to provide certain critical services. Security is one of them.
Okay.
Any government that has failed to do that and do so convincingly, it's not worthy of its name.
And the man who asked that the APCB asked to go away was shooting from the wrong gun. You wait until election time.
It's the natural way to feel. I mean, if we're in a parliamentary system of government, maybe they would have called snap elections.
Okay, we're out of here for now. The next big program would be Citizen Jones this morning. That's in 4 minutes from here. Good morning one more time. Thank you.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream, delights in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 Adenira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Muritala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort. The award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo, the pizza champions, and cold berry ice cream. Delight in every scoop. Visit any of our outlets and feel the rich taste from the pizza champions and cold berry ice cream at 11 Road by First Avenue, Festac Town, 28 Adenira Ogunsanya Street, Surulere, 13 Admiralty Way, Lekki Phase 1. Romeo's Pizza and cold berry ice cream. Romeo, the pizza champions. Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Line Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender guitars, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never set to fall.
All right, folks. Good morning to you. This is the second leg of our offering this morning. Sid, a film producer, critic, and of course, a political commentator, Victor Okai. Victor, I greet you.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Compliments of the season.
Same to you. Okay, then. This morning, Obi advises on suspension of foreign trips till security challenges in Nigeria are fixed. You know, one quote suitable for our talk this morning is the one credited to the 36th President of the United States, Mr. John F. Kennedy. He said, let me quote him, "Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democratic answer to the problem facing us, but the right answer," end quote. Well, back home, Labour Party presidential candidate in the general elections of 2023, Peter Gregory Obi, has cautioned that government officials be stopped from embarking on foreign trips until security troubles at home are fixed. Now, drawing from the spate of kidnappings in the nation's capital of Abuja, Obi says, let me quote him, "We deal with the ugly situation facing us at home. It is now time for us, the leaders, to take all forms of serious measures to tackle the situation," end quote. I'm worried because our reality is that in Nigeria, we seek advice only after our minds are made up. Is anybody listening to Peter Obi? Shall we have a conversation? Victor, the floor is open.
Thank you very much. When I heard that statement, I looked at it to see whether there was, sometimes when I make a statement and then you might wonder, was it taken out of context or anything like that? And I looked around and looked at the whole thing. And
or quoted correctly.
Yeah, or quoted correctly. And I thought it was a silly statement. Excuse my use of the language. You cannot ask.
We want refined language here.
Yes, I mean it's the most refined I can find. I'm talking about the act, it's a statement, not the man. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's someone I admire very much. But I mean, if we do silly things, we do silly things. You cannot ask government to be grounded or say people cannot do foreign relations or international relations, which is also critical to nationhood because of insecurity. I agree totally with him that the issue of insecurity has to be addressed. And I also feel very strongly that nothing has been done in that respect. All we've seen are people paying lip service to it. I recall that the very reason and the biggest accusation against the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, was that he couldn't handle the matter of insecurity, and that a general was best suited for the job. A general came and lost the war woefully, failed. Because if going by expectations, that whole insecurity would have ended long time ago. We shouldn't have been hearing about bandits. We shouldn't have been hearing about the spate of kidnappings and all that. And so up until now, nothing has been done. So it is something of national emergency, if you like. So I expect that. So to that extent, Peter Gregory Obi is right that we must do something about it. But what I disagree with is, the president cannot travel. There's a UN General Assembly. He cannot travel. There's COP. He cannot travel. There's AU meeting. He cannot travel. No government official should travel because there's insecurity in Nigeria. That doesn't make sense. If the argument was that, look, let your children remain here, or everybody stay back home so that we all face this together.
The heat, yeah.
Yes, feel the heat. That makes sense. But you cannot say you can't stop people from doing government work.
So you think it's politics?
I will use the word silly. I think it's silly politics. I know why I'm using that language. It's nothing to do with his personality. He's a very brilliant man, and I keep saying someone I admire. But that's silly politics. If you're going to be in the opposition, do it in a way that, I'll give you a small example, for instance. Now, look at what is happening. These same politicians send their kids abroad for school at the detriment of our education locally here. ASU can go on strike for as long as they want to. They're not bothered because it doesn't affect their children. Okay? The hospitals are in a dilapidated state. I thought that COVID would have taught them a lesson, but apparently our politicians don't ever learn any lessons.
And don't forget any.
Yeah, and they don't, exactly. So, if you say you cannot use government money to treat, because a man is entitled to go for treatment wherever he wants to, but if it can be legislated that they should not leave this country to go for treatment abroad, I can understand that. Now, that's being specific. You understand? The reason is there's a street language. I don't like speaking negativity to myself. So, but people who use language, they die here. You understand what I'm saying? I don't personalize it. What they mean is everything, let's stay here and do it, whatever it is. When you begin to speak like that, I can understand. Now you're calling for specific things. You're saying, look, for education, your children cannot be abroad when our children are here, are at home here. You cannot go for treatment abroad when the hospitals are in a dilapidated state here. You cannot use our money to go and be investing in other countries when, companies and businesses are dying here. That to me is more statemently. That to me is a better way of making the argument, and that I can buy into.
As a variant discussion now, opposition politics.
Yes.
How do you rationalize it in Nigeria?
I worry that, again, thank God for Peter Gregory Obi. Seems to be the lone voice right now, but I fear that we're gradually, if not already, descending into a state of a one-party state. What you find now is everybody aligning. It's not healthy, not even for the president or the presidency. It's not the best. The reason is when I look at countries like what you call it now, Niger, when the coup took place there, before what happened, some of the stories we heard was that, like for instance, I think Bazoum was the former president. Chani was the former president. Bazoum is the new. I get confused.
Yeah, Bazoum is the man booted out.
Yeah, Bazoum was booted out. Chani is the new man.
Yeah.
We had stories like when they were going after Boko Haram and some of these terrorists, they will get an order from the president saying, no, stop, come back. Who does that? For any general on the field, my soldiers are being killed, and I'm going after the enemy, and you're telling me, hold it, come back. Where is he taking orders from? Who is giving the president orders that he's giving to the generals? Or why would he do that? Now, I just gave that as an example. But you find a situation where if a leadership is going wrong, they're usually the last to know because they are held captive. People will filter. There are gatekeepers who will determine what you see, the newspapers you read, the news you hear. And even when people are complaining on radio and television, say, don't mind those people. They are haters. They are, what was that language Femi Additional used to use, or was using then? They are close to haters. I can't even remember the language.
Okay.
You know? But so it's like, ignore them. They are just, they lost election and they are still bitter about it.
Okay.
But this is probably the voice of the man on the street. And so a sensitive president would listen not to the people around him, but to his critics, because therein lie the truth. From the critic's mouth, you will hear. Maybe some of it may be born out of bitterness or whatever. It doesn't matter. But you will hear some of the truth. And when you hear it, you will know to do something about it quickly enough. Why did I mention Niger? Bazoum ignored. He wasn't listening to what was going on. You know, when you hear people, I would often say that
he elected to ignore security reports.
Yes. Well, the thing about security reports is a voice on the street. You know what I mean? But he will be listening to advisors around. The reason he ignored it is his advisors that say, forget them, they can't do anything. The people love you. You know? So he's usually the last to know.
That's what the president wants to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
It's necessarily true that when you are up there, you are alone.
Yeah, exactly. And and it is in the interest of the people around power to perpetuate the person in power. So they want to keep saying, they keep telling him that everything is good. Forget that the day he drops, they move to the next person, as usually happens. So the issue of opposition, coming back to the question you asked, in Nigeria right now, opposition is becoming, I don't know what is happening to opposition anymore. Everyone is if you like, aligning. Even those in the so-called opposition parties are now supporters of the government. Nobody is saying do not support if you see something right, say so. But every government needs to be kept on their toes so that they can, it's like what happens with competition. Where there's a monopoly, you'll be like a North Korea, where anything goes, bad products will reign. But where there's competition, nobody sleeps. You keep improving and you keep,
fine-tuning.
Yes, you're challenged to do better. You don't sleep at night because you know that if you sleep, somebody else will take over.
All right, let's go back to what Peter Obi said. And insecurity would include Boko Haram insurgency, armed militancy, kidnapping, cattle rustling, illegal mining, mineral theft, smuggling, nomadic breeders, farmer crisis in the north. In the south, we have armed militancy, kidnapping, oil theft, illegal refining, armed robbery, secessionist agitations, smuggling of contraband in and out of the country. So all hands, as they say, must be on deck.
True.
So everybody, they need to have everybody stay at home. Cannot be overemphasized.
Well, it's not about staying at home. Staying at home wouldn't change anything. Because even back at home, they're surrounded by security. You know that. They're not threatened.
Including Obi himself?
he's not the one. He's not saying to himself, Obi, don't go abroad.
Okay.
He's saying government officials don't go abroad.
And leaders, including him.
No, yeah. So he said, don't travel. I think that's the language.
Yeah.
Don't travel abroad. So the thing is, the government officials, the whole apparatus of government, they have security forces and all that. They surround themselves. So they are almost like immune from what is going on. So if you talk about kidnapping, it's not so close to them. Although it's getting closer home, in a sense. But, unfortunately, what's Nabiha, or what's her name? The sisters that were kidnapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a sense, I would say they're either close to power or friends of friends of friends of those in power. And so I was not surprised that the First Lady was, sending personal condolences to the family and all that. And then who was it? Was it Pantami? I can't remember exactly the government official that tried to do crowdfunding of 50 million naira.
Okay. One of them.
Yes, one of them. Yes, so that they can use to pay ransom. And I'm wondering what happened to the people in Jos, in Plateau State, who were massacred. I wish that the First Lady had responded just as well, or had visited to empathize. I mean, that's a mother. She's a mother. She's like the mother of, she's the mother of the nation. Yeah. And the Nabiha, is one life equal to 1,000 lives? Is the question I'm asking. As I say, if you see firewood. I mean, if you see somebody's corpse on the way to the cemetery, it's like firewood. But when it comes closer home, then it's real flesh and blood. That's what's happening. As they move closer, insecurity moves closer to Abuja. I think they're sitting up now and they're realizing what is going on. And what I'm saying is, I think in a way, I'm not being sadistic or being negative or whatever, but I'm glad that it is getting closer home, so that when they begin to feel the heat in Abuja, then they know what the rest of us are going through.
We must reconcile what you've just said. And the listener wants to know, it's just gone 20 minutes past 8. Let's reconcile what you've said just now to the lethargic approach to things like this in my country, where we largely don't punish bad behavior. I say this almost all the time, and it's become second nature here. So I think Peter Obi's advice should be put in context.
Well, we can then help him to contextualize it, which is what I attempted to do in the beginning. I think that if we start by withdrawing the security forces from the VIPs, then we might begin to take security more seriously, and more people will cry out and more people will speak. When the VIPs have security, they don't care about the rest of us. But if you take away those VIPs from them, take away the guns that they used to protect themselves, then they will now know to put pressure on the security forces to do the needful. If you know that your child is in school in Nigeria, and that in that, let me not mention any school, but that elite school in Abuja, Lagos, or Port Harcourt, or Kano, wherever it may be, is prone to kidnappers coming in there and taking these kids away, then maybe we'll begin to say, please equip the police force properly. The police should be up and doing. What's the IG doing? What's the military doing? More people will speak out and will stop massaging the ego of the people, of the powers that be in government. The Oraitsa syndrome, as I call it. Oraitsa, or Correctsa. Rankashidete. Rankashidete means, in Hausa language, long may you live. Even when things are going wrong, live long. May you live long. That's the meaning.
I hear they are enthralled by statements like this.
Yes, of course.
Because Victor, you could have been one of them.
Well, yes. I still will get there and I'll make the changes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I will. And truth is, as you rightly observe, there are no consequences for bad behavior, which is the reason why we're where we are today.
Yeah.
I believe that for too long, the common man has borne the brunt of the inanities of and the the bad behaviors of the people in power.
Yeah.
Example is, if you catch a policeman on the road, the ordinary kurufu, as you call them, the non-commissioned officers and all that, taking bribe, you punish them. It's easy to go and do an orderly room trial, invite the media and sack them, like the people who were arrested for confronting that, just asking for money from that woman from Netherlands. The one that was riding a bike.
Okay.
Yes, riding a bike. She was doing the world tour of the bike.
Yeah.
And they just sacked them, and these people have no job and all that. But the IGs and the AIGs and the commissioners and the DPOs that are collecting huge bribes and allowing criminals to go free, no one is doing anything to them.
Victor, that speaks to the choices, horrible, satanic choices we have made. I mean, there are social perspectives to our national security challenges. We are surrounded by very poor countries, namely Benin, Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and so on. And our borders, the borders of these countries are as porous as ours. So, fixing security is something we cannot leave to one man.
I don't get it. I don't understand you.
Okay.
A man has been given a responsibility as the chief security officer of the country.
Yeah.
The buck stops on his table.
But he can't do it alone.
No. See, when you say, why do you fire managers in football teams? Why do you fire them? They are not even on the field playing.
Poor results.
No, yes. So they're not even on the field. They're not the ones playing, but they are fired.
So
you can't say they can't do it alone.
The players should be fired instead?
No. The man that puts the team together, that determines the strategy for play, for attack and defense, is to be held responsible.
Good.
Because the match strategy is his and his alone. The players cannot question him. When he is hired, he's hired to do a job, not to give excuses. He's hired to produce results, not to say, look, it's not my fault, it rained. It's not my fault, that player didn't play well today. That's not what you're hired to do. You're hired to win matches. You're hired to secure the nation. So the idea behind, nobody expects him to go to the field and carry a gun. Just the same way that no manager, you understand what I'm saying, is expected to enter the field and play. No matter how badly you want, you can kick all you want, the ball in the air. But that's where it ends. You understand?
Yeah, let's expand your logic now.
Yes.
Take Manchester United in England.
Yes.
It's a team with a pedigree.
Yes.
And so when you hire a manager, you expect him to be up there. But look at Man United as we sit here. Mixed fortunes.
Pedigree is mentality and history.
So the manager you are hiring will not be oblivious to things like that.
No, but you can shape. Which is why some managers get into a team with low self-esteem and poor pedigree and turn things around.
Yeah.
Because they change the mentality of the people, okay? And they try to shape, how they see and approach things. And it makes a world of difference. It does. Okay? In the same vein, a country rises and falls like a business with leadership. Look at UAE with the capital in Dubai. Look at Singapore. What's their history? Where are they coming from? Look at what's happening in Saudi Arabia now.
Leadership.
Yes, it's leadership. Everything rises and falls with leadership. People want to say, followers. Nothing to do with followers. Followers are like sheep and a shepherd. Two shepherds, same sheep, you get different results.
Yeah, but you've heard the analogy. A team, an army led by a lion, an army of sheep led by a lion is more to be feared than an army of lions led by a sheep.
You just nailed it there.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's about leadership.
So let's bring it home to what we are talking. Peter Obi says foreign trips for government people should be suspended until further notice. I don't think he can be wrong here. Because as we speak, he could have been President Commander-in-Chief.
Yeah, but if you say people don't travel, that's not giving a solution.
No. Government officials.
I'm not arguing. How many times do they travel? So when they stay at home, the president has been at home now. Was he not at home when they attacked people in Plateau? Was he outside the country? Are they not around when these things happen? When Nabiha was captured, was the president outside the country? That's why I talked about, when I said it was a silly argument, I meant what I said. He may have had something in mind. It's not for me to enter his mind. That's why I looked at it, tried to look at the context and all that. So he's trying to do the right, but you cannot be speaking just because you want to be heard. It's the point I'm making. Okay. So we have tried to help contextualize it for him, which is what we've been doing really. You know, we've tried to help to contextualize it for him. But, you know, just saying, oh, nobody should travel because there's insecurity, it doesn't make sense now. How will that stop it?
Victor, very close on 8:30 now. At close to 64 years as an independent country, we're still toddling. And you ask yourself, as the musician said or asked, Shana like this we go the day. I'm fond of asking, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, are we damned?
With bad leadership, yes. That's what it is. And you know why? Because most of our leaders are not legacy-minded. They don't care about posterity. They only care about prosperity, unfortunately. And until we find a leader who says, if I perish, I perish. A leader who says, I don't care if I get a second term. This one term I have, even if it lasts for a year or two, I'll do the best that I can. Of course, corruption will fight back. Of course, the system will revolt. Of course, change management, especially if it's sudden, is not going to be without fallbacks or lashbacks, so to say. But what's got to be done is got to be done. We need a leader who will just look and say, look, let's fix this. Who will not play politics? Who will not look to, who will not be looking to settle party members, but who will be looking for a real team that can perform across party lines, across all division, whether all tribes, religions, and all that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Victor, let me put you on the spot, if you permit that. You angled to be president of the country.
I didn't angle. I was a candidate.
Okay,
I ran.
You ran.
I was on the ballot.
You ran to be candidate.
I was a candidate.
You were a candidate, rather. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. In your opinion, do you think it is possible to be your own man in Nigeria when you nick the office of President Commander-in-Chief? Can you really be your own man?
You can. And the reason is this. See, the minute you become president, you are beholden to nobody. There are no godfathers anymore. You are the ultimate godfather with God as your father. No other person. You are the command. People need to understand that at that point, you are the commander-in-chief. You are not just president, you are president and commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces. All the military are beholden to you. The police, all the forces, everyone. Your word is law at that point.
At that point, you don't think you are beholden to anybody.
You are beholden to the people. The ordinary person.
You think as
not to powers.
You think as president, commander-in-chief, you don't have godfathers.
No, at that point, God is your father. If you realize that, you will serve the common man. not the elite. Because at that point, you see, it's like, I'll give you a small example. And permit me to mention names only by way of example.
Okay.
I get into power today. Even if I entered as a son of the poorest of men, and maybe before I became president, I could never even have been able to get to the gate of Dangote or Tedola, any of these big persons. The minute I become president, it would be silly of me to want to say, oh, I want to be friends with Dangote. I begin to feel flattered because I am now in their company. I don't want to use
they should be beholden to you.
I don't want to use 4-letter words here, but man, they should want to be my friend.
Yeah.
They should want to seek. They should want to seek patronage from me. I don't owe them anything. At that point, the only people I owe are the ordinary men on the streets. And the truth is this, I'll tell you this. I would rather equip. Okay, I'll give you a small example. You know that most of the loans that the banks give out in this country, when they get money, all they're looking for is go and get a Dangote account. Go and get an account of all these billionaires and all that. They want the account. As soon as they get it, the next thing they say, okay. In fact, it's like people who are even elected in the government. As soon as you are elected, or before you are even sworn in, they come to you and begin to offer you loans. You understand? Money that should go for actual development. Do you know? And I keep giving this example. I'm not talking about salaried people now. I'm talking about the ordinary. Let's talk about the market woman. I mean, the ordinary housewife. I use the word ordinary, not because she's
the everyday Nigerian.
The everyday Nigerian. Thank you for that language. Many of them, and including those who are like hawking on the streets, all they really need to make it is not so much. It's not even what the minimum wage is. Do you know that there are women right now who just need 5,000-10,000 to go to my 12 and buy leaves and start a business? Some just need it to buy. How much is a bag of pure water is what?
1,000.
No. It's about 1,500 now or something. Okay. Or more. I can't even remember. 1,500 or 2,000, whatever. Even if it's 2,000, you get 2 bags. You can finish it in a day. You understand? Get 2 bags and ice. You know? And you said at double the price. And you're already in business. Because all you need is just a table or a bucket or whatever it is, a cooler. Put it in front of your house. With under 30,000, you can start this business.
Yeah.
There are so many people who just need this. Many kids today are trained not by their fathers, who are even salary earners. It's by their mothers who sell vegetables and pepper and things like that in the market. These are the people that we need to empower to elevate people from poverty in this country. Not carry the whole money that the poor people gather together and give to a Dangote. Well, how many people can he employ? How many? Fine, he employs quite a lot of people. But if we truly want to make a difference in this country, we need to leave the very poor. You know? And it doesn't take too much. With £1 billion, you can... In fact, let's say, I did an analysis the other day, with about 3 billion, if you give out 30,000, you will empower 100,000 people across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria, and that will give you about, I think, 129 or so per local government. It may not seem like much, but you have spread that money around. And that is the money that was used for verification. Money that will go to big men who will now take it abroad, and it will not reach a common man.
At what point would you think we went mad? Because I dare say I dare say we started well.
Yes.
But barely 6 years into our independence, the military struck.
I'll tell you where we went mad. I delivered a paper sometime late last year on the issue of insecurity, where I traced the cause of insecurity, and I traced it to corruption as well. Yes. I started looking at insecurity. People look at that word in isolation. Insecurity starts from personal insecurity as well. it's not just threat to life and property. The word is all encompassing. And it started effectively during Murtala Mohammed's time, Murtala Obasanjo regime. It's true there was corruption before with Okotiebo and the rest of them. We know about those ones, true. But the insecurity, particularly in the civil service, started at that time. And as you will recall, my father was in the Northern Civil Service at the time, and he lost his job then. How?
When the purge came.
Yes. Mass purge, you remember. And what happened at the time? People were secure. There was tenure in employment. You knew you could get into a job, you could retire at a certain time and all that. And suddenly when
there was a career pattern.
Yes. You know,
defined,
exactly, defined.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, what happened? People suddenly found that, oh, this security is no longer secure.
Yeah.
This pathway that maybe after a few years I do a promotional exam, you know, I can get to the next level and all that, is no longer what it was. Then people began to resort to self-help. Understandably. But it doesn't make it right. They started resort to self-help. So the civil servants, you know, started saying, look, if not so it go be, make I better take care of myself now because who knows tomorrow? That was where it all started. All the corruption in civil service. It used to be politicians. You know what I mean? But especially in the civil service, and civil service, to be able to steal, they had to work with the politicians. So when you come in, they corrupt you first so that they can be corrupt, they can join you. You know, they can benefit from it.
The man on the street listening to you would rather conclude glibly, the military messed us up, right?
Yes, well, yes, it contributed.
But the civilians are back. We are learning. We are forgetting
and
nothing.
Worse.
Yeah,
and worse. They're actually worse.
So there's no hope.
There is hope. Like I said, we just need the right leadership. A leadership with the right body language, not just words. You see, people will read your body language, like it or not. You don't say you're fighting corruption. Be seen to be fighting it. And if you truly want to, start from those closest to you, so that people know that it is now business unusual. It's no longer business as usual. Because you see, when you begin selective victimization, when in your political party you begin to say, look, a chairman of a party will say, look, come to my party and your sins will be forgiven and you go and sin no more. What signal are you passing? When the chairman of a political party was publicly, I mean, there was a video documentary evidence, what can be stronger, of him putting money in his heart, in his pocket and everywhere, you know, with voice and everything, and he has been rewarded. No consequence for bad behavior. And has been with the chairmanship of the political party. I mean, what signal are you sending?
A politician like that was in a pole position to be state governor. He could have been.
Oh, yes. You know, there's so many of them like that. So these are the things that we see. So when you see that, so you need a leadership, like I said, that will not tolerate bad behavior.
And you think that leader of our collective dream can be thrown up from that morass? Is it possible?
It's not impossible. I said you need a leader who will say, if I perish, I perish. A leader who will say, I'm not interested in second term, even if it's 1 month or 1 year. Well, as long as I'm on this seat, I'll make all the difference. A leader who will not come and pander to the banquetes of this world, who will rather, I use that as an example, I don't mean, I use it as a metaphor for the elite.
Okay.
Who will say, I only care about the poorest of the poor. If I lift them up, then I am okay. That's the kind of leader I want. The kind of leader who will not do selective victimization, who will not punish opponents and reward the bad behavior of those around him. I mean, give rewards to people around him who are obviously corrupt.
Let's quickly go to George Orwell, author of the famed Animal Farm.
Yes.
Are we in that farm? Are we on that farm?
We have always also been in that farm. We're hoping that someday we would, although all animals may be equal, but some will not be more equal than others.
Okay.
There will be no sacred cows.
Yeah, George Orwell says a people that keeps electing the people that punish them rather cannot be said to be victims. They are collaborators.
Not everyone is a collaborator. It may appear so, but you see, there is a strategy in place. Impoverish the people so that they will always be beholden to you. When you impoverish your people to a point where you cannot hear they don't have a voice. But you see, when you continue to do that, you are blocking your ears to the truth. I'll tell you what, that cannot continue for too long. You see this Gen Z, they call themselves Gen Z baddest. Probably say in pidgin English, they're not sent anybody. When they've had it where
you trust them. You trust them, and if you do,
let me use the word.
If you do trust them, 2020 was an eye opener.
Yeah. Yes. October 2020. So they are a ticking time bomb. They're not sent. Permit my straight language. They're not sent anybody. When the time comes, our generation will wasted all our opportunities. They will not sit lying low. They will rise up and take over power.
Not that I don't share your optimism, except that I'm cautious. Victor, it's very close on a quarter to 9. So let the listener come in. But in coasting home, finally, you think Obi is playing politics when he says government should suspend foreign trips for big men in this country, big people in this country, until the security challenges are faced?
Okay, like they say, read my lips. What he said, I can't read his heart. Maybe what he meant was different, but certainly what he said didn't make sense.
Okay. All right. What do you yourself say as a listener? 0700 903 903 903. Do you share the sentiments expressed by my guest this morning? Call us. Let's get to hear you. A first caller is there. Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, everybody in the studio.
Yes, sir.
My name is Ike. I'm calling from Okomaiko.
Okay, Ike.
I totally disagree with your guest there on what Obi says. Obi is 100% right. Even the Malawi president did something in his country. He banned himself and his officials from traveling out. What Obi is simply saying is that let them stop these foreign trips for the meantime, so that insecurity will be fixed. You can't be traveling out when your people have been massacred. So I totally agree with Obi.
Yeah, but my guest said, are you there? Yeah, my guest said, but the big men were around when the ugly thing that happened in Plateau State, in Plateau.
Yes,
happened.
even if they are around, they will see how, but that will make them to look inward and know how they will solve the problem.
All right.
I think you understand.
Thank you.
Yes, that will make that will checkmate them and make them to sit up.
All right.
So I'm like, okay, what have we benefited from all the foreign trips that they making? Nothing. They just waste our money.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
The big men don't live abroad. They're here. Maybe their families are abroad, but they are here.
Okay. 0700 903 903 903. What do you yourself say? Was Obi right in suggesting that we stop foreign trips for the big men? Call us now. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Susan Jones.
I greet you, sir. Your name, where you're calling from?
My name is Mayor from First Town.
Yes, Mayor. Let's go. 60 seconds.
Well done. Say good morning to your guest.
Okay.
I want to disagree with your guest because all of us know that the primary function of government, the whole essence of government, is protection of life and property. That's their main function. And if a government fails to take that responsibility, means that government ab initio need not exist. So this government has failed, and there is no need. What he's saying is going for international relations or UN. This that argument doesn't hold water, because initially the government is not functioning. Assuming they have, like we know that they have failed. So what other area do they want to exist for when they cannot protect life and property? So that is just my reason. It's not what P2B said is right, because that government need not to continue if they cannot protect life and property.
Thank you.
That's one aspect. And another aspect I want to comment is that.
Thank you. 60 seconds. 60 seconds. 0700 903 903 903. Victor, 2 knocks now for you.
I hope they were listening and not just giving their opinions.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
Yeah.
We greet you. Good morning to you. Your name, where you're calling from?
My name is Tony. I'm calling from Anibete Kingdom.
All right, Tony, go on.
You see, the man in the studio, I wonder if what he's saying is what he would do if he had been elected as president of the country. He's just trying to flow on top of the water. That's not fair. We should see problems as they are and try to solve them as they should be, not trying to be political about these things. Thank you, and God bless you.
Bless you too. Yeah, has a point there. Anegbete is your brother.
Yes, I'm from Fuga, for his information. Fuga City.
Okay. 0700 903 903 903. What's your reaction? Peter Obi says government should bar officials from foreign trips until security challenges at home are fixed.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Marcus. I'm calling from Ijeoma.
All right, 60 seconds. Let's go.
Please, I'm not against anybody. All that I'm just a little confused. See, let me give you an instance now. When you caught a cultist in school and spare a cultist, maybe the cultist will not come down to the street, and formulate other young boys to join him to start cleaning the street. That's the same thing. That's how correct. That's the same thing happened to uniform. When they soldier man or police or friends and they marshal the soldier and dismiss him without nothing. Let's come to the mind of 91, 92, where he dismissed soldiers, young boys, and nothing, and throw them away from barracks. The same thing happened to police. Then a politician who has money will not see them and throw them and use them under a party campaign talks. You see, all these things are, in short, it has entered the government. So whether Peter said they should not travel or will not travel, that is not even the message. The message is that how can they stop this insecurity? Exactly. It has entered the cities. Even the
Thank you.
To make money.
All right. Okay, let's take some more calls.
Actually listens. Because it's not about, it's about what is the solution to the problem, not traveling. The IG doesn't travel. The army chiefs, military chiefs don't travel. They're all here.
Okay. All right. I have another caller here.
Yeah.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Stephen Joe.
Yeah.
I'm Austin. I'm calling from Amuro.
Austin, you are on. Go on.
Yeah. Thank you for your guest this morning. Now, I have a different interpretation to what Urubi is saying. What Urubi is saying is that even if you will travel, let's assume you will travel, the government official, those people that are in the aim of power, they should hold on for now and fix it. And I'll give you an example. When Gaddafi was alive then, how many travel did he do? I think he was able to navigate his people before this coup came and the Western world fought against him and his people. His people turned against him. But he was able to make Libya a better place. Today, the people of Libya are regretting. The same thing goes to the Malawi president. Don't travel means that, okay, stay for a while.
You had 60 seconds and they're off, my brother.
That's my tip. Thank you very much.
Okay then. 0700 903 903 903. What's your reaction to our talking point this morning? Another caller is here. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Keep your radio out of it. Keep your radio out of it. So
It's already off. It's already off.
let's go.
Ikan, calling you from Isolo once again.
Okay.
Your guest in the studio is entitled to his opinion. No doubt about that. But let us say the truth the way it is. Once you see a quality leader, once you see a leader that has vision, once you see a leader that has good thinking for his people, you always know. It's just unfortunate that we find ourselves in this situation. Peter Obi meant well for this country, and God will continue to keep him and bless him. Why should Nigerians be dying in their own country? Insecurity here and there. Can you imagine that since September last year, some people were taken by these people, bandits and all those kidnappers. And up to today, the government has not done anything to secure the release of those people. These people were going to serve their fatherland according to what the NYSC scheme is. But up to today, nothing is happening. Had it been it was the president's son or the Senate president's daughter or their wife or any of their, would they still leave them up to today? What are we talking?
All right. 60 seconds
Let me tell you.
Thank you. 60 seconds out. Yeah.
They will all.
We know. Take 60 seconds. We can accommodate many calls. No more calls. Victor, in 30 seconds, can you take it home? Can you bury it?
Yeah. So I thank the listeners for their contributions, and I think this is what leadership requires, that followers should not just follow blindly. Where I was analyzing the statement and contextualizing it, I tried to read his mind and say what I think he meant, and I think that's how we should look at things, which means that he may have meant well, but the words may send the wrong signal. Don't travel is not a solution. What is a solution? Stay back, do this, or maybe your children, your family should stay back here, don't go for medical treatment, don't send your children abroad. Let us all rough it up here together. But you cannot stop government business, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. We end on this note. Sometimes, Victor, you wonder if God did not create the Nigerian politician in his image on purpose and for a purpose. So we are with this picture we are getting from our politicians. We live with it. Thank you very kindly for your time. That's it on the program. We are out of here. We cannot thank you enough. Until next Saturday, stay well, stay out of trouble. Bye-bye now.